Good morning. How is everyone? All right. Well, welcome to the last the last Monday Morning Mojo of 2022. You know what I was thinking about the other day, and this felt so weird, is that in March of 23, which is like what, 3 months from today, um, it will have been 3 years since the pandemic started. Doesn't that feel weird that it's already been 3 years? It's like so weird. But anyway, first I wanted to just wish you all a very happy and safe holiday season, and thank you for the opportunity to be a part of your journeys. We are working on next month's training calendar. We will be getting that released probably by the end of the week. We're just working on finalizing a few things. One thing that I do know for sure is I will be teaching my Freed Life in Atlanta, January 19th. All of you who are part of a team that is in my coaching schedule has a free ticket to that. So if you would like to attend, all you have to pay for is your travel, and we would love to see you there. If you're not attending that day and you are part of or want to be a part of our buyer agent mastermind with Carrie Wersch and Aaron Hurd, we will be having the buyer agent mastermind that day from 1:30 to 2:30. Just as we've done in the past, it's the third Thursday of every month. And so Carrie and Aaron will be leading that in my absence. And they're going to be talking specifically about ways that buyer specialists can be filling their pipelines, lead generation. Oh, thank you, Laura. And Jordan Davis will be teaching my Freed Life in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So if any of you live around that area or want to go up there, I'd say to go to a Packers game, but I'm pretty convinced they're not going to make the playoffs. So I don't think they'll still be playing. There you go, Laura. Yeah, you could also join them up there. And then Chicago, January 13th. So as you can see, we're just blowing this My Freed Life thing up. Yeah, I was talking to Laura Wassinger this morning, and I think I'm already booked in 3 locations for next year. So anyway, those are the things that we've got going on. We will have an expert interview in January. We will have a mastermind in January. The other thing that I want everyone to know who coaches with me on a regular basis, meaning you are a one-on-one coaching client, for many of you, your coaching day and or time is going to change in January. I'm reconstructing my schedule from a time perspective. And there will be an email that goes out next Monday, January 26th, that will allow you to pick the day and time that your one-on-one coaching calls will be in the month of January. So those call times may go right into February. We'll see how that works out. But here's what you'll ultimately get is next Monday at 8 a.m. Central, you're going to get a text message that says, hey, there will be an email in your inbox in 2 hours. Then you're going to get a text message at 9:55 Central saying in 5 minutes, there will be an email in your inbox. And then at 10 o'clock, you will get an email with a Calendly link where you can go in and pick your day and time. If for some reason you don't get that email and you are a one-on-one coaching client, it is because your coaching time and day isn't going to change. For a lot of you here, though, it will change. And so I want everybody to have an opportunity to pick a time that works best for them. If for some reason you're looking through all those days and times and none of them work, please reach out to me. Or Darren, but we've been working hard on this for the last week or so and think we've made it to where everyone should have more than enough opportunity to pick the right one. So just be aware of that. Next Monday, you'll get 2 text messages and an email alerting you that your coaching call time and or day will change, and we will make sure that we make that as easy as a process as possible. So let's jump into the lesson for the week. Since it's the last call of the year, I thought I would share with you what I feel like is probably the greatest discovery I've made this year in coaching. And you've all heard me probably say before that I believe people are built or are created with a 3D printer installed in you. And so when you think about how a 3D printer works, you have a program, right? You design something in the program, and then that program interfaces with a printer. And if everything is working properly, you design it in the program, you hit print, and then it prints whatever it is that you design. So the size, the color, the feature, all the things. Somebody just popped off mute. But anyway, what I want you to understand is that I've kind of taken this idea and believe it to be even more important than what I originally thought. And there's a quote that I kind of created from listening to this one interview with Joe Dispenza. And if you don't know Joe Dispenza, he wrote the book Becoming Supernatural. It takes a very kind of a physics or a scientific based approach to transformation and change. And the quote is this one right here. Let me share my screen. There we go. And it says, one of the hardest parts of change is teaching ourselves emotionally what it will feel like ahead of the actual experiences we intend to create. We must consistently create our visions within our imaginations to express the feelings of freedom before they actually occur. Don't wait for success to feel empowered. Don't wait for wealth to feel abundant. Don't wait for the perfect relationship to feel love. Experience before creation is the process of life's true masters. So, as this relates to 3D printing, what I want you to understand is that the 3D printer that you are ultimately born with, the program that you were born with, is what we call your imagination. And it's the difference between being a creator versus a creature, right? Like Gary talks about this, that, you know, he had a dog, and the dog largely at the time lived outside, and he had this entire yard, right, to himself. And after that dog had passed away, he said, you know, the dog, it never like subdivided the backyard. It never built little doggy condos. It never did anything that actually improved the backyard. It just existed in that environment. And the reason is that dogs are creatures who lack imagination. And so when you think about your imagination, the way I like to explain this is that it's kind of like you were born and have developed a movie production set where you are the director and the actor or actresses, and you control lights, camera, action, that you can literally create anything that you want inside of that imagination station, inside of that production set. And as within, so without, right? So this is the idea of first creation, second creation. We create things first in our mind, then we ultimately build or construct them into the real world. Now, this process is happening regardless of whether or not you want it to. It's happening either with your conscious control and insight or completely unconsciously. But you've heard me say that life is a game of mirrors and magnets, that you're printing a reflection of who you are internally and what you believe you deserve, and then you are magnifying the people and circumstances that are in rhythm with that picture, movie, whatever it is that you're ultimately creating. And you've all heard that the human mind does not know the difference between an experience that happens in real time and an experience that happens in our imagination. We all know this to be true, because how many of you, like me, have ever had a dream and you woke up and the dream scared the shit out of you because it felt so real? Anybody besides me ever had that experience? You know, there's some people that take that one step further. It's called lucid dreaming, and they actually teach themselves skills and technical abilities through a dreaming process. And so what I want you all to understand is that when we talk about experiencing ahead of the event, it follows this three-step sequence. It's think as if, feel as if, act as if. Think as if, feel as if, act as if. And what I want you to think about is some of you, like Brittany Winery, we had this conversation a few weeks ago. Some of you have a series of goals. Some of you have a series of things that ultimately make up the vision of your life. And what we did with her is we had her do her bucket list, and she had to list 50 things that she was going to do or see or experience or people she was going to meet before she ultimately kicks the bucket. Some of you have a single thing. That's me. I have a single thing that I am after. And what I want you to understand is that you can manifest that in a much quicker, more fun, enjoyable way. That if you will get that picture, that single picture or that series of pictures designed in the imagination station first, if you will get every detail crystal clear to you, and it takes time, it takes effort. But then I want you to practice, drill it, and rehearse it. I want you to really feel and exist as if the miracle has already occurred. I call this existence energy. You create this existence energy as if this thing has already happened. And then that provides you the information and the insights that you ultimately need to make it a reality. And this, above all, you guys, I think has been the greatest discovery, is how we first create things inside and then create them outside. But you're already doing it. Are you conscious of it? And I'll repeat myself because it's worth noting. You do not get what you want. You don't get what you think you did, you don't get what you hope for. You get what you think you deserve inside of your imagination. And we are born with this superpower that separates us from creatures, and we do not harness its power. And I am 100% guilty of this until I figured it out. And I want that to stop today. I want you guys to get so clear on this. Think as if, feel as if, act as if the miracle has already occurred. In fact, the last thing I'll say, because I mentioned that life is a game of mirrors and magnets, right? M&M, it's always got to have the same letter because I'm a weirdo. But also when we think about like the way we exist, right? And this imaginations, it's memories and miracles. Memories and miracles. And what I want you to understand about what a memory is, at least in my definition of a memory, it's just an experience that you created an emotion around. It was an experience you created an emotion around. That's what a memory is. If you really want to get this, I think one of my all-time favorite Disney movie is Inside Out. If you haven't seen that movie, man, let that be one of the ones that you watch over the break as we go into the rest of the year. God, it's so good. But it's a mirrors and magnets game, but you also have to understand this inside out of memories and miracles. Create the miracle here, then print it out there. So I trust that you all get the vibe of what I'm putting down here. As I mentioned earlier, it is a pleasure being in business with all of you, no matter what type of relationship we have. And I trust that you will have an amazing, happy, safe holiday season, and that we will enter 2023 and make it one of the best years of your life. I will see you all January 2nd. I know that that is a holiday, but I'll be here, and I hope that you all will be too. So thank you, and I'll see you all soon.
Thank you, Jordan. Merry Christmas. We appreciate you.
Bye.